All right, y'all, welcome back and happy Wednesday. We have a couple quick updates for you. This is going to be the first of two videos that we put out today. So, number one, Braden Rouse, he was at 7-on-7 yesterday, playing at safety with a bunch of Tennessee stuff on. So, Braden Rouse is the four-star linebacker that was up on campus last weekend. We feel like Tennessee's in a great spot with him, but the simple fact that he is at 7-on-7, wearing all of his Tennessee gear, playing at safety of all things, tells me how good of a player he's going to end up being for this team once he does ultimately join us. And I think that we'll probably see him pull the trigger within the next couple of weeks. But a guy that's 6'3", 220, 230 pounds, playing at safety, 7-on-7, there's no pass rush, right? It's all about coverage skills. Going up against 4- and 5-star wide receivers, it sounds like he did a very, very good job. Man, our linebacker room is already really good, but moving forward is going to be absolutely crazy. So I had to tell y'all that. Also, last night on our Patreon, patreon.com/Bluechip Breakdown, we dropped some big notes on our quarterback situation, on summer camp and all that. So if you want to have the inside information on our football team over the course of the year, you definitely want to go on over to our Patreon, join and listen to what we had to say. We'll be having several updates, I would say probably 2 to 3 times every week moving forward on what's going on with our football team. So it wasn't just that, we had some other notes that we added in there too. Y'all will definitely want to hear about it. But with all that being said, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And I want to start right here, man. Simo had a hell of a night. Last night, he actually had a record-setting night. So he's the only player, the first and only player in MLB history to do all these three things. Number one, he hit a game-tying home run. Number two, he hit a walk-off home run while his team was trailing. And then number three, he drove in all of his team's runs. So I love Simo. He's one of my all-time favorite Tennessee Vols, period, point blank. I think he's going to end up being a Hall of Fame baseball player, man. So that's huge for us, huge for him. Super, super proud of him. Next thing here, y'all, is that TJ Wyatt, the four-star linebacker from Mississippi, and he's teammates with Darian Albert. They're both going to be choosing their program on July the 1st. He did get a prediction to our Tennessee Volunteers. Has to make you feel good, and we'll be talking some more about him here in just a second. Also, Brandon Anderson, 3-star guard or center in this class. He was part of this class. Then he opened things back up. I think that he will be joining us again on June the 29th. So things are happening, right? Like we're starting to get more and more players off the board, but we'll see what he does. It felt like, because he did just visit Tennessee last weekend, felt like everything went well. He said that Tennessee has one more thing that we needed to prove to him. Hopefully we was able to get that knocked out. And I also saw that Edward Baker, he was looking at this, he's another guard body in this class. But, once he saw this posted on Twitter, he was looking at it like, man, we trying to see what you going to do because I'm about to jump into the boat as well. All right, so now let's take a look at this next thing, y'all. This is from the Rivals 5-star camp. And we're seeing the two of our players, right? So Tyreek King right there at number 6. He made the top 10 list. And then we have Joel Wyatt at number 9. He also made top 10. So interesting thing about Joel is that he played at wide receiver at this camp. We'll be looking at his clips as we go throughout this, and I'm going to be, sharing some more of my thoughts on just him as a player overall. So this is a picture just kind of showing you some of our guys. So on the left side, you can see Joel Wyatt standing next to Carson Snead. Carson Snead was actually here with some Florida gloves on. I guess maybe that's where he wants to go. I have no idea. But at this point, man, just figure out where you're going to go and let's just get it over with so we can figure out what we're going to do moving forward. But you can see how huge he is. Standing next to Joel Wyatt, who's a verified, I think, 6'4", almost 6'5" dude. And Carson Snead is barefoot. So, yes, it would be huge if we could add him, but he just needs to figure out what the heck he's going to do. Now, Joel Wyatt is us, and his Vandy would love to be able to add him too. The guy standing next to Joel has on a Tennessee shirt, so maybe that means something. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea who that other kid is. But either way, this is Tyreek King. You're going to see this from a couple of different angles. I actually saw Tyreek King running his 40, not at this camp. I think it was somewhere else. But 4.3 40 on a laser. That's NFL speed. So he has pretty good size. I think inside, outside guy, close to about 6 feet tall, running good routes here too. Just a very effortless pass catcher and all that good stuff. So he's going to be really big for us, I think, moving forward. People tend to sleep on Tyreek King, but he's going to be really, really freaking good for us, and you can see him just celebrating with some of these other players. And y'all might be able to figure out who some of those guys are, but just a size reference, right? You always got to size these guys up. Next, we have TJ White. That's the linebacker that we just talked about. That was a one-on-one. Here, he's going to be getting an interception. He's actually guarding Carson Snead. You can see it better from this angle. I think that he looks really good here, man. Like, just a tremendous athlete with great size. Now we're at Joel Wyatt. You can see him running his routes. Doesn't look just like crazy great, right? But he is a good, I would say, pretty like effortless pass catcher. He definitely has the skill set that he could play out in space. And what we've heard is that Vandy wants him to play either wide receiver or at safety. Tennessee saying, dude, we want you coming off of the edge. So watching him going through all these drills, this is at a totally different camp, but watching him doing these things as a skill player, you really realize, man, like, why are we trying to force him to go to like something that's going to be very difficult for him to do, or maybe like the most difficult thing for him? So this is what 24/7 Sports had to say about Joel Wyatt, the number 5 wide receiver in the whole country. So understanding 6'4", 6'5", about 200 pounds. He could come in and play wide receiver and, like actually get playing time as a freshman, all right, or safety, gain about 10, 15 pounds. He can play safety as a freshman at a high level. Or if he gains too much weight, linebacker, right? Like, worst case, let him play out in space some early on as he's gaining the weight. If he gains too much weight, if he's not doing the absolute best covering these guys or running these routes and all that, then if nothing else, you've got a linebacker that's extremely versatile, that you can do a lot of things with, right? He can cover, he can blitz coming off the edge, and he can play sideline to sideline because he has really good lateral speed, really good, straight line speed. And he could also play tight end. What he's talked about, Carson Snead might not be part of this class. Why not just give him those options first instead of saying, dude, we want you to gain 40 or 50 pounds and come off of the edge? I just feel like that's very selfish of our coaches, Coach Garner, Coach Chop. Dog, yes, I totally get it. Y'all missed on guys like Rodney Dunham, on Dre Quinn, on Tristan Givens. We're hoping and praying that we can get Hezzy Harris. So you might not feel like we've got as many pass rushers for 2026, but you cannot overlook the simple fact that Tennessee still needs wide receivers, especially tall, long, outside guys at a wide receiver, and we damn sure need tight ends. So I just think that they're being selfish, and if we end up losing them to Vanderbilt because we're trying to force them to do something that we really shouldn't be trying to force them there first, I'm going to have a major problem with this. So I had to make sure that I said that. I know that I've said it several times, but guys, it just doesn't make any logical sense what we're doing. All right, now let's talk about Jace Johnson, who is a 4-star, very, very highly rated 4-star quarterback in the 2027 class. He has set a date for August the 3rd to choose his program. As y'all can see, Tennessee is one of his top 5. Now, we're going to show y'all how he looks. One of my questions, something that P and I have been talking about is, what is Tennessee going to do at quarterback moving forward? Because we got phase on for 2026. Do we take a guy that's very highly rated in 2027, or do we wait a year and then bring in somebody in 2028? So looking at Jace Johnson's film, I think that he looks really good. So he plays in South Georgia, actually plays at Lowndes High School. And Lowndes is a place that they send a lot of players to Florida State. Florida State or maybe UGA. That's typically what you're going to see. Now, UGA is not even in his top 5. I'm not shocked at that by any means. Either way, man, I love his skill set. I think that he'd be great for us to add to the 2027 class just very early on in this process. But do you say, okay, maybe we missed on a couple of things in 2026, and we definitely need some just very highly rated pass rushers for 2027? No question. That's going to be huge. I think safety should be high up on Tennessee's list. Wide receivers always up there. Maybe you take a break from 2027 because you need to be able to save as many funds as you possibly can. Tennessee gets quarterbacks so early, and it is going to take up a pretty big portion of the money that we can allocate to some other spots. I think maybe that was a little bit of a problem with 2026. I feel like we will still finish strong. Is it going to be top 10, y'all? I really sincerely don't know. I don't think that we're going to finish top 10. That's a problem. We have to be able to finish top 10. And I just don't think the quarterback is as pressing of a need, but we need to allocate that many funds in that class to a quarterback. Now, we've also talked about Champ Mons from 2028. He's that generational type of quarterback that Tennessee typically gets. The only guy I think that we've got so far with Coach Heupel that isn't really, I wouldn't call him generational would be Merck. But everybody else, like Nico, GMAC, Faison, they've got that generational talent. I'm not saying that Jayce doesn't. I feel like he might have it, but he's not, to me, on the level of a Champ Mons. So you might just wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might just wait till 2028 and then see what Champ Mons wants to do. And, if we end up maybe kind of falling through with the whole Champ Mons thing, then I'm sure that there's going to be some other quarterbacks as well. But, I just wanted to throw this out there to y'all, something that I saw. But that's going to do it. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts down in the comment section. And as always, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be seeing y'all in just a minute. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.